All right. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm excited to get back on here and share another development update as it relates to the MVP, where we're at with other parts of the project that I'll get into, and overall preparation for the yearling sale. So first and foremost, last development update, I shared a lot of updates as it relates to kind of the UI UX um, of the MVP experience. I didn't get a chance to share too much on the metaverse side, but we did put out an announcement end of last week that talked about the Skyfalls founder stable, which is a stable embedded on land in Skyfalls that gives owners of land in Skyfalls the ability to turn their land into private farms and then ultimately grow that stable in size and develop it up to 10 acres for a public farm and so on and so forth, essentially removing the barrier or cost associated with requiring you to buy a stable. So it's pretty exciting. It was an exciting announcement, and we also shared kind of a development or a recording of the MVP experience with a lost avatar walking around the stable, which was really cool. So that was pretty awesome, and I'm even open at the end of this call to talk about any questions related to the Skyfalls founder stables and developments on that end. What we did share was a fully decked out, or I'd say MVP version of the founder stable for 10 acres in size. So what you saw was essentially the area in the center where you're going to be housing your horses, but then it also has two wings for presenting your art, your NFTs, your trophies, and kind of your legacy as you build a dynasty within the game of Silks, which adds additional benefits and utility tied to a stable that might otherwise have been required in another structure we might release. So there's additional benefits than just housing your horse in terms of owning the stable within the land. And the way that we're building it out, as we'll release in the next couple of weeks, is you'll see there is a visual development factor associated with having a stabling functionality at 1 acre all the way up to 10 acres. So that'll kind of be rolled out in the coming weeks to even see more of the functionality and features associated with the Skyfalls stable in the Skyfalls region. So that's very, very exciting. We obviously have the yearling sale coming up, on Thursday. A lot of information is going to be released in announcements and in Dan's AMA tomorrow that covers a lot of the questions surrounding that, which we're excited to disclose. We also have a pretty stunning mint page and kind of sales page for the yearlings that was going to go live fairly soon, and that's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited about everyone seeing it. But what I'm really excited about is going to be the unrevealed and then the reveal experience. These are things that obviously I don't want to share straightforward because it's better to experience it for the first time when you're actually revealing your horse or when you're going through the purchase process and what the NFT experience might be like. But all these things will come in due time. So those are kind of some areas that are high level, and now I'm going to dive into some, I'd say, tangible visual things you could appreciate and look into. So right now, I'll start with the metaverse portion of the build. We're working on, as I shared a little bit last time, developing out the 10-acre and private and public farm metaverse experience. So when you own land in our game, you're actually going to be able to experience that from an ownership standpoint in our metaverse. So that's being built out, but then we also have the Hall of Silks being built out. So what I'll share right now are some development updates as it relates to the Hall of Silks. The full model, so the full 3D design of the actual structure has been completed. What we're going to be doing this week is texturing it. So I'll just share right now in the slides some images as it relates to the Hall of Silks, the inside, the outside. I could talk to it a little bit. And then this week we're getting it all textured, so it's going to have life breathed into it, if you will. And then obviously there's going to be the whole interior experience where we're going to populate it with artifacts, with characters within our world, really start world building in a really unique way. And all these doors inside the hall are going to lead to a pretty cool experience for everyone in the community. So that's going to have to be something you do experience, and there's going to be a really fun educational, but also I'd say dreamlike storytelling piece built into it, which is going to be really, really fun. So that's kind of where we're at with the Hall of Silks. And once it's textured and we start sharing some pictures of that, that's when it kind of gets to the next layer of quality and the look and feel, which is just really exciting. So I think a cool part of this development update is you see the phases, right, of like as it's getting built, what it starts to look like and form into. And obviously the draping silks are going to be a big piece of that structure. Another cool thing as it relates to development updates with the actual metaverse experience are animations for your avatars, animations for you to run around, jump, walk, all those things. So I'm sure as you saw in the demo with the Skyfall's founder stable, the avatar was just walking. Now it's about adding more and more animations to get the experience to be that much better. So what I'll share right now is kind of, I'd say, some animations that are in the works that are going to help you run, jump, and interact in the game in a faster pace, which will, this Skyfall's stable is pretty unique, but this Hall of Silks is massive. So just walking the whole thing would take a while. So it's about essentially, allowing you to run to get it to the next level. So I'm uploading this video. Hopefully everyone could play it. If you guys could test it, Ben and Squid, on your end, it's uploading right now just to make sure that everyone can kind of see it. The owner of Silks, it says I was blocked by a bot. How should I do this? Should I send you the video directly and you guys can post it? Okay. Yeah, I'll text it to you right now. So what you'll see is kind of some of the animations of the avatars, and then the coolest thing about what we built, right, is that all the traits are all on one rig. They're all on one character. So as we animate it one time, it applies to all the traits for all of our assets, which is really cool. So that's being sent over to you now, Ben, and you could share updates there. A next big piece of what we're building for the metaverse experience is the UI and UX for it. So it's essentially allowing you to walk up to NPCs, interact with NPCs, interact with other characters, interact with artifacts, interact with your horses. So that's going to be built in the coming weeks, and it's all going to come to life in a really unique way, which is going to be pretty cool. So that's updates in that regard. I'll also share, because I could share it real quick over here. Let's see.
Hold on, I have to change your permission.
The video is being uploaded to dev update slides, right, guys?
Yep.
Okay, so that's being uploaded. While we're waiting, I'll just show some small things. We are working, obviously, the game is being fully custom tailored for Silks. So that includes the traditional MVP, the metaverse experience, and that even includes iconography. So I'm sure if you saw last week, we were looking at different icons as it relates to the builds, and those are all going to be updated as we make more and more unique icons for the game. So everything for the game is going to be tailored and custom made to really help support kind of, that Silks feel. That's going to be quite special. So those are just small things I'll share real quick, which are really nice. And then I'll wait for the video to be uploaded. Is it uploading?
No, I have the chain. I have the video, so I'll upload the video.
All right, you got it. All right, cool. So everyone, it's being uploaded to dev update slide. You should be able to see it there. So just quickly, I'll just talk about it a little bit. The yearling page, the mint page, is going to come out pretty soon. And there's going to be a lot of really great content there that helps support, I'd say, understanding what horses are going to be in the catalog, what horses you're going to be able to potentially reveal into. And then also, once you do reveal your horse, really being able to get a lot of data associated with the yearlings so that you could educate yourself on the horse itself. And potentially, buy other horses, because that's a big piece of traditional fantasy sports as a whole. It's all information based. So a big piece of what we're going to continue to refine and build out is how easy is it to navigate, interact, and learn about any asset you see. So that's being built, into this first yearling experience on top of everything, which is really cool. And I can't wait for everyone to see it. It's coming up in 2 days, so you'll see it pretty soon. Squid, any update on it uploading?
It's the format of the file, so I'm changing the format.
Okay. I can't share my screen here, right?
No.
Maybe, how about if I share a Discord, a Dropbox link? Would that work for everyone to watch it?
Yeah, that would work.
Okay, let's see if this works. All right, I've just posted a link. Let me know if this plays. Okay, so is everyone able to watch that now just by clicking on the link? So you'll see essentially the avatars getting animated and getting prepared for the game, and you'll see all the traits getting turned on and off to support them all being compatible with the animations, which is really cool. So that's really awesome. I'll then also share. There's a couple things I wanted to share without just sending links, but I think I'll have to do it that way. The next thing is, let's see, dev slides, and updates to our, there's two pieces of the project. There's obviously the metaverse, there's the game, but then there's the traditional marketing site. And a big piece of the actual marketing site is for us to be able to, I'd say, educate really well about the platform, teach people about the game, get them excited about what we're building, and increase the growth and size of our community. So one of the big updates we're going to be pushing is an update to the homepage. So that's going to be something that I think really helps tell the story and educate the community. So I'm showing you an early look at what that would look like. And that's being uploaded right now from a design standpoint. And it's going to be pretty cool. As you know, we've updated the white paper, graphically treated it. So that's, I'd say, embedded in the site now. One of our next steps is to take the gameplay document and embed it directly in the site. I don't know if everyone knows, but the gameplay document was updated to the full MVP scope. So that has a bunch of information, a lot of information associated with the full MVP. And it'll continue to be populated with simplifying complex concepts, adding infographics or educational materials that really help simplify everything. So, for example, even having a video of Dan speaking about the economy or things like that will help take that document and make it digestible in multiple different formats. On top of that, last week we actually had a bunch of videos recorded that are going to help, I'd say, get people excited about the build and about the project. And those are going to be put into the actual homepage as well, which is going to be really cool. So the page is really going to be built out in a cool way, and it's going to really help tell the story of building and developing your dynasty, which is going to be really nice. Right now, what I'm about to share, I shared a lot of the UI UX pages last week of our game. I'm going to show right now a look and feel at the actual marketplace build. So what you'll see is what our marketplace, as opposed to OpenSea or any other companies, is going to look like. And at the foundation, it's going to be built out for our assets. It's going to be a place that encourages people to come to it, to transact, trade, and learn about our assets in our game in a cool way. But even down the road, you might never know. Maybe if you list, for example, you put up some of your NFTs in your stable and people are visiting your stable, right, to potentially stable their own horse or to buy a share of a horse, they might see it on the wall and they might put an offer on it directly within your actual farm. So by not just building a successful farm with great horses, you'll actually have the ability to now create a really, I'd say, high traffic location within the game, within the internet, that you could even use to sell other NFTs of yours, creating your own marketplace within our platform. So that's going to be pretty cool. And then if we do that, we'd also integrate it directly into the marketplace that we're building out on the site, on the build, which will be really nice as well. So this is kind of a first look at what our marketplace is going to look like within the game, which is pretty nice. I think it looks incredible, and I'm super excited about it. So that'll be pretty cool. And yeah, very, very cool. So that's kind of a look at that. and I will share. Let's see. I have this. All right, cool. So the next thing I'm going to share is going to be pretty exciting, and it is you, Ben. Yeah. Um, the yearling sale's coming up, as we've mentioned many times, and as you'll soon experience. We're going to bring it to life, and what I mean by that is if you go to, I'd say So Rare, or you go to Rainmakers, or you even play traditional FIFA, and you unbox, a pack of cards, there's an experience that goes, for the user around, well, what did I get? And how do you interpret what you received? And what does that experience feel like? And I want you all to imagine, right, how is Silks going to reveal my horse, for example? And we're not just a traditional fantasy game, we're a metaverse build. So a lot of that requires us to build a story and an experience that helps bring the ownership experience to life. So we're working on creating that. We're pretty far along. I'm not going to share now because you'll experience it when you actually reveal, and you'll experience it during the unrevealed process. But we're going to bring all of this to life. And that includes not just the process of getting it revealed, but also owning the horse. So what I'm going to do right now is share a sneak peek at what the yearling looks like. We're going to obviously be releasing a lot of materials in the coming days and weeks around the yearlings and around the real world, horses. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek as to what that looks like. I don't think we've shared it with anyone yet. It's pretty exciting because you're going to actually be able to see how it might come to life. And this is just a small teaser, but it's going to be really cool. So I'll copy the Dropbox link again, and I'll share it in the dev update slides. And if you click on that link, what you will see is kind of a first look at the yearling animated on the browser. So we're going to essentially be bringing it to life. I don't know if it's choppy just on my end or on anyone else's end, but it should be pretty cool. You know what I will do? I'll do this right now, and I probably shouldn't, but I will. I'm going to share a link in the chat that's going to allow you to interact with it in a small way. So let me just do that. And I would suggest you save the link if you want to play with it in the later, because we probably will delete it. But it's going to get everyone very, very excited about the yearling, seeing what the yearling looks like, and then getting a small taste of what the original ownership experience might be like. So have fun with this link, everybody. I just posted it in dev updates, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So it's a small taste. Obviously, this is all going to be applied to the avatars and to a lot of the assets, but it's kind of our first demo look at a yearling animated, as a GLB file for the game. So very, very cool. Excited to hear what everyone thinks. And that should be really, really exciting. Yeah, besides for just that, some things to note. Obviously, the yearling sale is coming up, but we are going to be pushing updates to the white paper as well. The white paper is a little bit outdated. Obviously, as we develop and build as a business and as a brand, everything's going to get refined over time. So we have a pretty exciting update to the white paper that's going to really help sell the dream and story of what we're building. That is going to get everyone very excited, but also get new people that are looking into the project excited as well. Dan has a lot of very exciting things to share tomorrow. We're very excited about the future. Everyone here knows kind of what's going on here, what we're building, and what the future looks like. So a lot of great things in the works. I'm excited I was able to share a little bit of some of these dev updates. Obviously, some of the updates I don't want to share because we'll be experiencing them pretty soon. But I'm also excited to talk about any questions as it relates to Skyfall Stable, any of the assets in general, and any questions as it relates to the metaverse or the MVP builds as well. And if you did take a look at the gameplay document that was updated and published, and you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them, over the next 20 minutes. So thank you, everybody, and very, very excited about this upcoming weekend. Pretty exciting times at Silks. So thank you. Yeah, I was like, you know what? Listen, if you're someone who wants to save it and share with someone, that's cool. But like, we're deleting it after this AMA, so have fun for now. Because I don't think it read well in the video. That's the problem. You know what I mean? So I had to like, so yeah.
Hello. Hey, how are you guys?
Yeah,
I'm good, man. I got a quick question about the stable, like a private stable, like, and correct me at any point if I'm doing this incorrectly, but you can do a private stable up to 9, or you actually don't get a stable on your collection of land unless you have 10 pieces. Is that correct?
So you will get the full stable experience at 10. So what you saw was the full stable experience. You didn't see what the trophy room looks like or how you're going to interact with that, which will be developed over time. But that full stable Skyfall Standard stables will be unlocked at 10. We will be creating, I'd say, a deconstructed version of that for as you develop the lands, right? The goal is for there to be this feeling of development associated with building and scaling your dynasty. So as you, I'd say, combine more pieces of land to create larger farms, that structure will become more compatible or more equipped along that process. But what you did see was the 10-acre version. It was not the private farm version.
If you have less than 10 acres on a private situation, is there some dumbed down version of the stable that's available?
Yes. Yes. So we haven't shared that yet, but I will be sharing an update on that pretty soon. So everyone gets a kind of a look at what the development process might look like from going to 1 to going to 5 to going to 10, if you will. But all the acres are equipped to house a horse per acre. So the benefit of owning land in Skyfalls, even 1 acre of land, is you could turn that 1 acre into a 1 acre private farm without any additional costs, and all of a sudden you're able to house 1 horse. And as you get it to 2 horses, when you reach 10, the metaverse functionality gets further developed. So there's more benefits from a metaverse play, including place to share your trophies, invite your friends to walk around to see your trophies, things like that. But then obviously the ability to invite other horses into your farm gets opened as a public farm is created.
So if I have a private farm that's 5 acres and I have 5 horses, obviously those 5 horses are on that 5-acre plot. What is there a physical structure there, like some smaller version of the stable? What are
Yeah.
what are my horses standing on the ground, or they're
It's going to be a simplified version.
okay, got it. So whether you have 1 to 9, you're going to have some version of a stable that's not fully developed as if you would have 10.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, we haven't shared exactly what it looks like, but
Sure.
it works right now, so you will see it soon.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Yep.
All right.
Not bad, man. How you guys doing? Good. So I think Dan had mentioned in a previous AMA or presentation that your horse will recognize you and act differently around you than, say, other people. What about if it's split ownership? Is that for everyone that has a token, or would it just be the person with the governance token?
So it's going to be everyone with the token. That's how it's being built out right now. You have partial ownership over, an asset in the game. It'll recognize that.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Binny, I saw this question in chat a couple times. Will the metaverse part of Game of Silks be a browser experience, or?
Yeah. So it's being built out for browser. That's the plan right now. We're building it for Unity and WebGL, and the goal is for the platform to be easily accessible for the masses. So as simple as sharing a link to have a friend walk around your stable, right? That's the goal. We don't want there to be friction involved with the process. Obviously, there's restrictions around the technology being compatible or adaptive to create better and better experiences. But as time develops, so will the platform. But the goal is to have it as a browser-based experience. Yep. And ultimately, the big thing is also for, to be compatible with VR. That's one of our big goals, because it'd be awesome to walk around your stable with VR and interact with your horse, right? So, and then even more than that, to go to an actual racetrack and watch a race in VR, right? So those are big goals.
VR LAN parties.
I would say it's not an MVP, but ask me post MVP. Yeah, we're building a lot. I think you know, as we do more development updates and everyone gets a sense of it all coming together, and the MVP is going to be ready pretty soon, you'll start to see how this thing grows over time. But then not only that, like the yearling sale, all these things are coming together really nicely. They're ready on our end. It's just waiting for everyone here to see it. So, yeah, we're building, and we have a pretty incredible team supporting. So just keep going, you know.
What's that Black Eyed Peas song? Keep running and running.